Across a continent of over 1 billion people, a quiet crisis was holding back the future. Studies showed that by 2025, 9 out of 10 children in Sub-Saharan Africa couldn't read with basic understanding by age 10. A massive skills gap was leaving millions of young people unprepared for the world, costing the continent dearly in lost potential. The system was broken. But one woman saw this crisis not as a roadblock, but as a launch pad. She imagined a future where technology didn't just connect people, but taught them. This is the story of how Rapalang Rabana decided to hack African education using the one piece of tech in everyone's pocket, and ended up transforming how millions learn. But her story doesn't start with an app. It starts with a lesson. Born in Botswana and raised in Johannesburg, South Africa, Rapalang Rabana grew up in a family that got to see the power of education up close. Both her parents were the first in their families to finish high school and get university degrees. That lesson wasn't lost on her. From a young age, she knew that education was the one thing nobody could ever take from you. Drawn to the creative power of tech, she dove into computer science at the University of Cape Town, graduating with honors. But for Rapalang, it was never just about the code. It was about what the code could do. She saw technology as a key, a tool that could unlock real solutions to the world's biggest problems. And on a continent full of challenges, she was ready to get to work. Her journey as a tech trailblazer kicked off right after graduation. At just 22, long before smartphones were everywhere, Rapalang and 2 classmates started a company that sounded like something out of science fiction. They called it Yago. In 2006, they built one of the world's first mobile voice over internet protocol, or VoIP apps. The idea was revolutionary: use the internet to make free mobile calls. The team faced insane hurdles. They had zero funding and worked out of their parents' homes, surviving on the most important investment of all, family who believed in them. But within 9 months, they had a working prototype. That was enough to prove they were serious and land the funding they needed to launch. Yago was a hit. It got international attention and was soon acquired by a Swiss telecommunications giant. As part of the deal, Rapalang was appointed to lead the company's R&D department, a role she held until 2012. This wasn't just a successful startup, it was a profound lesson. Rapalang had proved that a small team of determined Africans could build world-class tech that leapfrogged old infrastructure. She saw firsthand how mobile could connect people and tear down barriers. But connecting voices was one thing. A deeper problem needed an even bigger solution. All around her, she saw a glaring contradiction. Africa had a young, techno-literate mobile generation, yet the education systems meant to empower them were failing. Young people were falling behind, unable to get the skills they needed for the modern economy. Companies were struggling to train their employees with outdated, boring methods. It was a silent crisis, a massive drain on human potential. That's when it clicked. Rapalang realized the same mobile technology that powered Yago could be aimed at a much bigger mission: learning. If people were already glued to their phones, why not turn that habit into a chance to grow? In 2013, she founded Rekindle Learning. The name was the mission: reignite that spark of curiosity and make learning a continuous part of life. This wasn't about just dumping textbooks online. This had to be a solution built by Africans for Africans. It needed to work in places with spotty, expensive internet. It had to be engaging enough to compete with social media. And most importantly, it had to deliver real, measurable results. The idea was simple but brilliant: break learning down into tiny, manageable pieces. This method, called micro-learning, is way better for how our brains actually absorb information. Instead of drowning users in dense manuals, Rekindle Learning would send bite-sized lessons, quizzes, and challenges right to their phones, ready anytime, anywhere, even offline. So how does it actually work? Imagine trying to learn a complex new skill by reading a giant, dusty manual. It's overwhelming, right? Most people forget 80% of what they learn if it isn't put to use. Now imagine a personal tutor on your phone. This tutor gives you a 5-minute interactive lesson each day with a quick quiz at the end. If you get something wrong, the platform adapts, giving you different exercises until you get it right. It gives you instant feedback, showing you exactly where to improve. That's the magic of Rekindle Learning. The platform uses adaptive learning and AI to create a personalized journey for every user. It's not one size fits all. It's a living, breathing experience that targets weaknesses and builds on strengths. For businesses, the impact was immediate. Companies could now train thousands of employees across different countries all at once, tracking their progress in real time. They used it for everything from safety training to product knowledge and saw major improvements in performance. The model was so effective that a McKinsey report profiled Rekindle Learning as a striking innovation in mobile learning. Rapalang had built a system that didn't just educate people, it gave companies the data to prove it was working. She was future-proofing Africa's workforce, one bite at a time. The momentum Rekindle Learning built was just the beginning. After Rapalang transitioned to her next mission, the company she founded took another giant leap. In a landmark move in late 2025, Rekindle Learning announced its acquisition of Epitech, a Cape Town-based tech startup specializing in formal online education platforms. The merger created Rekindle Epitech, a new powerhouse in African education. This wasn't just a business deal, it was about creating an end-to-end ecosystem for skills. For the first time, a single African platform could manage the entire learning journey, from bite-sized daily lessons to formal, accredited certifications with AI-proctored exams. It was a complete solution for building a skilled workforce designed to meet Africa's training needs at a massive scale. But Rapalang's mission to democratize education was already moving to its next chapter. She is now the co-CEO of Imagine Worldwide, an NGO providing tablet-based literacy and numeracy programs to kids in underserved communities across Africa. As of early 2025, these programs have already reached over 700,000 children, with plans to expand nationwide in countries like Malawi, Sierra Leone, and Tanzania. The tablets are built to work without internet or even grid power, reaching the most remote learners on the continent. For her work, Rapalang has been celebrated around the globe. She's been named one of Africa's best young entrepreneurs by Forbes, a young global leader by the World Economic Forum, and an entrepreneur for the world. She's graced the cover of Forbes Africa and shared stages with world leaders, becoming a powerful voice for innovation made in Africa. Rapalang's story is a powerful reminder that one person's vision can spark a continental shift. Her journey proves that the biggest challenges are often the source of the greatest innovations. If you know another entrepreneur who's changing the world, share their story in the comments below. Let's shine a light on the people we all need to know about. From a pioneering VoIP app built on pure grit to a learning ecosystem transforming millions of lives, Rapalang Rabana's career has been a masterclass in hacking the system. She didn't just build companies, she built solutions. She saw a continent's potential locked behind an outdated model of education and used technology to build a new key. Her work with Rekindle Learning and now Imagine Worldwide is more than a business success story. It's a blueprint for the future of Africa, a future where learning is accessible, personal, and powerful for everyone. The journey is far from over, but the fire of learning has been rekindled, and its light is spreading across the continent.